In today's modern mobile world, investing has become cheaper and easier to do by the second. And with so many different options as far as what platform to choose, investors are left with trying every single platform, or maybe only even trying one and sticking to that one because that's the one that they're familiar with. Now, today, I wanted to share with you guys all of the investment platforms that I have ever tried, but also I'm gonna rank each single one for you and give you the benefits, the pros and the cons of each platform. So that way you have a clear understanding of what each platform has and doesn't have. So even though this video might only seem like it's for, investors that are just starting their journey, I myself like to try new platforms when they come out because you never know what the next best platform will be. And so whether or not you are just starting your journey or already a few years into your journey, I hope that this video brings you a ton of value. If you don't mind, make sure you go down there, smash the like button. It really helps me out and the channel as well. And the way you benefit is by subscribing to the channel so that way you don't miss a piece of valuable content like this. At the same time, you can also go down in the description after this video is done and you can check out all the links that I have for each one of these platforms that will literally give you free money just to start on their platform. And the beautiful thing is all these platforms are free. I'll mention a couple ones at the end that are maybe not free, but for the majority of the ones that I'm going to mention, all of them are free to use and free to start, and they all have some kind of referral bonus. And if they don't, I'll mention that as well. So without any further ado, let's dive into today's episode on the best investment apps that let you invest for absolutely free. Roll the intro and let's dive right in. Let's go. So thankfully, we live in the 21st century and investment apps have lowered the barrier to entry for every single person on this earth. And the apps I'm going to be talking about today are all the apps that can be found in the US market. So if you're outside of the US, I'm sorry, but this video might not be for you unless you're planning to move to the United States in the foreseeable future. But make sure to still subscribe and maybe even leave a comment if you want to see the European or the Australian version of this same video, and I can do some digging and find the best investment apps for you in your area. You just have to let me know down in the comment section below and also like this video. But because the barrier to entry for investing has gotten so easy, I'm gonna start things off with the easiest platform, and that is Robinhood. A lot of you guys have probably heard of Robinhood, and most of you guys probably have at least used Robinhood. Some people have actually moved away from Robinhood because they have been seen to limit investing for certain stocks and sometimes even cryptocurrencies. But this is a very, very rare occurrence, and this tiny little hiccup isn't necessarily a big thing when it comes to Robinhood's platform. If anything, they are still the #1 easiest to use investment platform on the market to this day. Now, I've been using Robinhood since around 2015, 2016, pretty much as soon as they came onto the iOS market. And so for usability, I have to give this app 5 stars because ever since I've started investing, which was about 10 years ago, up to today, I haven't found a single app that's just as easy to use as Robinhood. And as far as the cost goes, I have to rate it 4.5 stars. The reason for the 4.5 stars instead of 5 stars or 4 stars is because it actually is still free. The only thing is they charge a tiny fee for when you buy or sell a stock that you just don't even notice. The fee is typically so small, it's something like 1/10 of a cent, but those do add up over time. And so that's not necessarily why I gave them the 4.5 stars, but the other thing is they actually lock up some of the features that Robinhood has, and the only way to get those same features is to purchase Robinhood Gold. And that costs an additional $5 per month on the platform, so I have to knock them down at least half a star for that reason. And the account types that you can have on Robinhood is just a traditional account. Nothing crazy, no 401ks, no IRAs, nothing like that. But they do allow you to buy stocks, ETFs, and technically cryptocurrencies. I could do a whole video on the difference between buying from like Coinbase or Robinhood. And there is a big difference because you don't actually own the cryptocurrencies that you're buying when you buy them from Robinhood. But the fact that you can still buy those on Robinhood is a really nice feature. And so Robinhood gets 2 thumbs up from me on that end. I wish they had IRA accounts, and I wish their savings rates for keeping cash on Robinhood were a little bit higher like they used to be. I think they used to be around 2 to 3%. And now they pretty much give you what the banks give you. But honestly, keeping their app super simplistic is what Robinhood is all about, and that's why I give them such a high rating in the usability category. Next is their referral. Their referral is anywhere between 1 and right now now they're offering a promotion of up to 3 stocks. If you've never signed up for Robinhood, this is your time to do so. I have never seen Robinhood do a promotion like this before. So if it's your first time hearing about the platform, go check it out. And these stocks are typically anywhere from like $4, and I've seen them as high as $500 per share. And it's all randomized, so you don't really necessarily get to pick your stock, but who can complain with free money? The very next one on my list is M1 Finance. If you haven't heard of this one, don't worry, I'm gonna tell you all about it now. So how friendly is it to use? Well, I'd have to give it about 4 stars, because if you've never invested before, it might be a little bit complex to navigate, especially with the way that you invest. See, on M1 Finance, you have to build a pie of the stocks that you wanna put in that pie, and you have to pick each stock or ETF and give it a percentage in that said pie. The beautiful thing is you can have an unlimited amount of pies. And no, I'm not talking about like strawberry, blueberry, banana pie. I'm talking about financial pies. And the beautiful thing about these pies is that instead of Robinhood, where you have to pick individual stocks, on M1 Finance, if you wanted to throw $100 in or $10 into the platform and you have a pie centered around Facebook, Google, Tesla, the moment you throw that 10 or $100 into the platform, it will take that investment and appropriately split it up into your pie. So you never have to do the math or second guessing yourself like, hey, is it gonna go into this company more? You already have that information from when you set up the pie originally. And the cool thing is you can always adjust your pie as well. Let's say you wanted to have more Tesla stock and it's at 10% right now. You can then lower the percentage of the pie's Facebook holding a little bit down, and at the same time, raising Tesla's a little bit up so it still equals that 100% of the pie. And it's super easy to understand once you actually try it, but until then, it might sound a little bit complicated, which is why I have to give it 4 out of 5 stars. And the cost of the platform is $0, so I have to give it 5 stars. And so far, I haven't been charged any fees or anything like that. So good on M1, and I like that about this company a lot. Now, as far as account types go on M1 Finance, you can actually have an IRA account and of course traditional investing as well. So a little bit more flexibility than Robinhood. But you do miss out on crypto altogether with M1 Finance. So if you do like to invest in crypto, you have to go somewhere else to do so. And as far as the referral bonus goes, you get anywhere between $10 and $30 just by signing up on Stash and depositing $100 on its platform, which is pretty nice, especially because if on Robinhood you only got 1 share that's worth maybe $5, M1 Finance might sound like a better bet as far as the referral bonus goes. So if you want to go check it out, link is in the description. And next on the list, we have Fidelity. Now, Fidelity does lack a big feature that the companies before have, and that happens to be fractional shares. So if you wanted to own a chunk of Google stock, right now Google stock is trading at around 2,000 some odd dollars per share. And if I wanted to own half of a Google stock, I'd have to pay around $1,000 per share, right? But on Fidelity, you can't buy fractional shares. So if you wanted to own any piece of Google stock, you had to pay the full price. And as far as the app goes, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan. It feels a little bit janky, so I have to give it 4 stars. Now, I'm actually used to using Fidelity, and if it was my first time using it, I might even have to knock it down to 3 stars because it does feel a little bit outdated to this day. And when it comes to the cost of Fidelity, that is where I give it 5 stars. Because it is a free platform. And not only that, but it has an immense amount of account types. You can have an HSA, you can have a 401k, you can have an IRA, you can even set up a trust account, and of course, regular investing as well. And the beautiful thing about a Fidelity account is you can also invest in over-the-counter markets, which just means if a stock hasn't been listed on the New York Stock Exchange or any other exchange for that matter, you can still buy their shares. Now, I'm not talking about private held companies. I'm just talking about companies that are fairly new to the markets that haven't met all the qualifications to be listed on an exchange. So Fidelity offers that opportunity to get in on almost the ground floor of certain companies before they get listed on exchanges. Now, there is another downside, and that Fidelity does not have a referral bonus, unfortunately. So if you want to sign up with Fidelity, you would start off with a whopping $0 in your bank account until you deposit funds. But I think if they did add a referral bonus, a lot more people would choose to go to Fidelity over these other apps, even though it's a little bit harder to use because of the over-the-counter feature and the amount of accounts that you can have on their platform. Next one on the list, we have Webull. And a lot of you guys have been super stoked about Webull because they give you such an incredible referral bonus. On this one, I'm gonna start a little bit backwards because the referral bonus is that great. They typically run promotions to get people in the door of anywhere between like 2 and up to like 7 or 8 stocks per referral. Right now, they're offering up to 6 stocks every single time someone joins the platform. That is absolutely incredible, and no other company is doing this. Also, the stocks that they give is anywhere between $4 and up to $1,600. Now, personally, I haven't gotten anything over $50. That was the biggest amount for a referral that I have ever received, but I do have a friend that got a share of Facebook stock. So seemingly, they do have a better referral program than any other company combined. Now, as far as usability, I do have to give them between 3 and 4 stars depending on your skill level. If you've never invested, they're probably just as janky as Fidelity, but if you have invested before, you probably will be able to navigate around the platform a little bit better, but it is just not user-friendly yet. I feel like the same action that I do on Robinhood takes 3 to 4 times more clicks on Webull. So seemingly, I do have to lower it a little bit on how easy it is to use. Now, as far as cost goes, I have to give them 5 stars as well because they are absolutely free to use, and the referral bonus almost makes me want to give them 6 stars as far as how really free it is. The moment you open up an account and throw in $100, as long as you have a referral bonus, you can get anywhere between 2 and 6 shares. And that makes it a no-brainer to at least try their platform. Now on Webull, you have the exact same limitations as far as account types as Robinhood. So they allow you to buy stocks, they allow you to buy ETFs, and more importantly, they do allow you to option trade and buy cryptocurrencies as well. And so if you haven't tried Webull yet, I highly suggest you go out and at least try the platform for yourself and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And the last one on my list, and I'll mention a couple bonuses at the very end for those of you who stuck around till the very end, but this one is called Public. You guys have probably heard of it. A lot of YouTubers are actually talking about Public. I've been on the platform for quite some time, a little over a year. Back then, they were only giving a $1 referral bonus. Now they're giving up to $10 to start. And as far as user friendliness goes, it's actually really, really easy to use, and you can buy fractional shares on there as well. So I have to give this company a 5-star rating based off of that fact. And as far as cost goes, it's also 5 stars. Now, the only downside and really drawback is that everything that you put on the platform is literally public. So if you're buying companies that you don't want people to know about, or maybe you're just not comfortable sharing your profits and your losses, this platform isn't for you. But if you do want to follow along with other people like your friends, or maybe people like Shaq, this is the only platform that allows you to do so. And it really reminds me of like if Twitter and Robinhood had a baby. Public is exactly that. And yes, for some companies you can buy fractional shares, but not every single company allows you to do so. And the only thing you can buy on this platform are stocks. So there is a little bit of a drawback there. And like I said before, they give you $10 to start on their platform, which is kind of nice, and to me feels at least somewhat competitive compared to the other platforms that are out there. Now, there are other investing apps that you've probably heard of, like Stash, Acorns, and maybe a few others. But the reason why I didn't want to mention them in this video, besides at the very, very end, is because they offer such a high fee for investing on their platform. Now, Stash is a little bit less, but Acorns is a little bit deceptive because they don't actually show you what their fees end up being. And just to invest on Stash, you have to pay at least $1 on their platform. And for Acorns, you do have to pay a fee, but like I said, they just don't show you what that fee is and make it feel free. And I think that is a little bit deceptive. So I personally don't use those platforms anymore, but I do have a referral code down in the description below for Stash if you want to try them out, because they don't charge as high of a fee. $1 a month is only $12 a year. That's not too terrible. But for Acorns, the reason why I don't have a referral code and don't use them is because I've seen people pay anywhere from 5% all the way up to 12% per year just on fees alone. And that to me is absolutely unacceptable. Honestly, I don't even feel comfortable with paying 1% fees, because when you're talking about large sums of money, it can hurt a lot. And even more so when you're trying to compound your growth, those fees compound with it. So if you're paying 1% and you double your money, well, guess what? Next year, you're going to be paying twice as much in dollar amount for those fees than you did the previous year. And nobody likes fees. That's why all these platforms don't have fees anymore. So why go with ones that have a lot of fees? Now, if you did want to go with Stash, they do give you, I believe it's $20 just for signing up on their platform. You can at least try it. And even if you only try it for a month and you have to pay $1, you still made $19 just for doing absolutely nothing, sitting there in your PJs, maybe scrolling through your phone and taking 5 minutes out of your day to sign up on the platform. And like I said, who doesn't like free money? The only other apps that I thought might be worth mentioning are cryptocurrency apps like Coinbase and Binance US. And for my crypto punks out there, if you want to go check those out, I do have a referral bonus for Coinbase down in the description below. It gives you $10 once you deposit and invest that $100 into any project on their platform. And Binance does have a referral link But because the verification process takes so long, I've been waiting to be verified for over 90 days now that I still don't have a referral code from them, even though I've been using the old Binance for over 3 years. So that's been a little bit of a headache, but that is why I suggest going and using Coinbase. And if you want to learn how you can pay minimal fees when investing in cryptocurrencies, I have a video on that. And that is actually going to be using a platform called Coinbase Pro, which is just a sister company for Coinbase. So those are all of the best apps for you to start your investing journey on. I hope you found this super valuable. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. Like I said, it really helps out the YouTube algorithm and it really helps out my channel, and it helps more and more people start their investing journey. The more people that buy Tesla stock or Google stock or whatever stocks you like, the more that stock goes up. So it's in your best interest to get more people on board. And also, thank you so much for watching, sharing this video, subscribing, liking, and finally leaving a comment. If there is something that you want to see in a future episode, leave it down there. I always see my comments and reply to every single person, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Feel free to check out the links down in the description below where you can get a free stock from Robinhood, $20 free from Stash, 2 or more stocks free from Webull, or $10 free from M1 Finance.